Our fourth and last batsman is Dr. Nasim. I think he will talk about Singapore as a springboard for entrepreneurs. He's been an entrepreneur himself, very successful one, and how he has used Singapore and the ecosystem of entrepreneurship that exists in Singapore.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. I have the unenviable task of standing between the tea break and the three excellent speakers. They have shown you the relevance of Singapore to the Asian region. I'm going to talk about entrepreneurship and how I have personally used Singapore as a base to expand Meinhardt. Chairman, you know we are sort of running out of time, so I'll keep this advice in mind from Trump. I think trying to define innovation is tough, given that I have got four big entrepreneurs sitting right to my left. In good old days, people used to think entrepreneurship means someone who starts a business. This is no longer valid today. Today, we talk about entrepreneurship mindset. And that mindset means, because people believe that the innovation and technological change of a nation comes from the entrepreneurs of the country. So there's a lot of attention being focused on cultivating entrepreneurs and fostering an enabling environment. In fact, today schools and universities formally teach entrepreneurship. Unfortunately, it's not something that you can just learn out of school. It's got to be in you. So to me, the entrepreneurship means is the ability to sense an opportunity, the willingness to take risk, unconventional ideas as opposed to conventional wisdom, and the will to succeed but not afraid to fail, as opposed to the Hokkien terms kiasu, which means scared to lose. Different successful brands have different way of marketing themselves. Like Nike says, just do it. Adidas says, impossible is nothing. And that is the spirit of entrepreneurs. If you look around the globe, obviously big entrepreneurs used to be from the West, but these days Asia has got its fair share of big entrepreneurs, including Singapore, people like the Far East family, Ung Ting Chong's family, people like Kwek Ling Bing, and like Wee Chow Zhou, people who own the UOB group. So Singapore has got its own share of entrepreneurs. The wealth is no longer limited to the West. And in fact, if you look at the Forbes list of entrepreneurs for 2011, there are 2 Indians in the top 10, and there are 4 in the top 42. For example, Lakshmi Mittal, who lives in UK, he's number 6 with a wealth of US 31 billion. Reliance chairman Mukesh Ambani, he stands at number 9 with a wealth of 27 billion. So basically, South Asians and Asians are making it to the big league. The Forbes list of 2011 has 1,210 billionaires with a combined wealth of 4.5 trillion. Out of this, India has 50 and China has 115 billionaires. This is second only to US. It's interesting to note that the richest man in China, Robin Lee, he's only 42 years old, and he made all his money from internet. In fact, I noticed that Siak Ching had her speech on the iPad. People like me are still using paper. Going forward, let's look at where does Asia stand in terms of the economic activity. In the last 8-9 years, since 2002, 2003, Asia has been, especially South Asia, has been growing at 8 to 9%. If you look at the demographics of South Asia, it's quite interesting. For example, India has half its population below the age of 25 and 65% below the age of 35. And Pakistan has even younger population with an average age of 22 or 23. In fact, in 2020, Japan's average age will be like 48, China will be 37, and India will be 29. And like I said, Pakistan even lower. So it's the younger people who are going to drive the wheels of the economy. The world today may be very diversified, but at the same time, it's very well connected, and there is a lot of interaction because of the age of technology. The South Asian diaspora, like Chinese, can be found all over the world. Let's see where they end up with. So as you can see, a large number of these people have gone to Canada, USA, UK, and of course, there's a fair number in Singapore compared to its total population, but there are big numbers everywhere. These people are doctors, engineers, IT professionals, and entrepreneurs, in addition to the contract workers that people talked about yesterday. It is no secret today that the center of economic activity is shifting towards Asia. Economists predict, and I'm not one of them, that for the next few decades, the action is all going to be here. A lot of companies, professionals, and entrepreneurs from all over the world will be gravitating to Asia. Bright people follow the opportunities. This region has the right opportunities at this time. South Asians and others can use Singapore as a base to operate and to expand their reach into the booming Far East. I have left my personal story to the end so that you don't think I'm trying to include myself in the list of entrepreneurs. Many Western companies already use Singapore as a base. So why is that? Why people come to Singapore and use it as a base? It's because Singapore has the right attributes to be used as a base. For example, Singapore has very good governance, which is transparent and proactive. Singapore provides first world living. It's an easy place to set up business here. Singapore has most strategic location, and it's a regional financial hub and has attractive tax regime. I'm sorry if it sounds like an election speech. It's not. A statement of facts.